to a new, fresh, and vivid episode taking place right here in my closet. Today's the day, guys. Today's the day. This is the episode, the one that you guys have actually asked for. Believe it or not, this day, right here, whatever day it is to you when you're watching it. I know what day it is for me. Today, I'll be reviewing the Minolta X-700. You're welcome ahead of time. Have you been so familiar with something that it becomes second nature? Almost like driving stick shift? Yeah, I'm cool. Or an idiot because I live in California. You don't have to think twice. You just do it. That's how the Minolta X-700 feels to me. I've had it for so long now that I've just got to understand its body. I love cameras. I don't know if you could tell. We've been everywhere together. The world is our playground. Morocco, Thailand, Kansas? One of those is not like the other. Back in the day, I decided to pick up a Minolta X-700 over the alternatives like a Canon AE-1. Mostly because at that point, people had already started buying and driving up the price on those cameras. And really, I just wanted to be different. I had to join that Minolta gang. Plus, early on, I had been burnt by FD lenses. My very first lens actually was a Canon FD 50mm for my Canon DSLR. I hadn't found the light yet. So when it comes to this review, I feel like I've done the time. Got to know the camera. Loved it. Made out with it a few times. Been angry at it a few times. The whole roller coaster of emotions that you have in a relationship. We've had it together. Now, in 1981, Justin Timberlake was born, Raiders of the Lost Ark was just released in theaters, and the Minolta X-700 was birthed out of Japanese factories. I've been to Japan before. I love Japan. And within that same year was awarded Camera of the Year. Such success at an early age. I mean, I didn't do the first year I was alive. Well, I did get the scar on the top of my eye. The X-700 was the top of the line in their manual focus cameras, even though a few years after they decided to release the 370 and the 570. But just because the X-700 is the top of the line model doesn't mean you need to be a pro like Peter Parker to operate it. If you see the side of the camera, you'll see an abbreviation, MPS, which stands for multiplying poops simultaneously. No, that's not right. No, Wikipedia was definitely wrong on that one. Why would they make a poop system? That stands for Minolta Program System. That's the thing that made it the top of the line. The super flaming hot Cheetos of the bunch. The camera had both program mode and aperture priority mode. You know, the lazy modes. Just kidding. I shoot those sometimes. When I'm lazy. But honestly, don't be scared that it's their top performing camera. There's literally something there for everyone. You have the program mode, you have the aperture priority mode, and there's always manual mode. The let's take my 2008 Honda Civic on the raceway a few times. Now, here are some ABCs of the camera. Like most cameras, it has a shutter speed from 1 second to 1/1000th of a second. And obviously, bulb mode. It also has plus and minus 3 stops of exposure compensation. And on that same dial, you have the ISO selector. And we can't forget that all too precious selfie mode, which is also known as self-timer back in the day. And all these functions at a low price of 2 LR44 batteries. That's right, baby, it takes batteries. Which is fine because LR44 batteries are everywhere. Plus there's an on-off switch that helps you save batteries. They've thought of everything. Man, Minolta's dope. And last but not least, how do you load the camera? Just like every other camera. Don't worry, there's nothing new there. Easy. It's actually really comfortable to hold. It has a thumb holder on the back and a raised texture on the front for your clammy hands. Now, because Minolta has been around for a few hot seconds, they have a very healthy lineup of lenses to choose from. And people really like those lenses too. The X700 has an SR lens mount that can take both MC and MD lenses. The MC lenses are older than the MD lenses are. A lot of people like the MC lenses because they're a metal construction, but the MD lenses can have better coating on them since they are newer lenses. But regardless of the lens series, you really can't go wrong with either. When I first started using this camera as a necklace, I was actually using Takumar lenses, which is an M42 mount. So I was using an adapter. And my favorite of those M42 mount lenses was my Russian Helios lens, which is a 58mm. I've taken some of my favorite photos with that lens. And honestly, I'm gonna die with that in my hand. Maybe not, probably not. Who knows when I'm gonna die, so it's really hard to plan these things. But as time went on, I wanted lenses that was specifically built for the Minolta. So I bought myself some freshly used MD lenses. Adapting lenses from a different mount was great, but at the end of the day, it was nice that the lenses and the camera would play nice with each other. The lens is coupled with the body, so when you change the aperture on the lens, the viewfinder doesn't dim. Pure magic. The thing I love the most about this camera is the shutter dial and the position of the shutter button. They are both placed right on top of each other, making for the best and smoothest ease of use ever. Having the shutter button right on top of the shutter speed dial makes it easy and fast to take the perfect photo. The program mode protrudes off the edge of the camera, making it easy to feel what shutter speed you are on. When the P is facing forward, you're at 1/1000th of a second. I can't stress how amazing this one design function is. It means that you don't have to take your eye away from the eyepiece to know what shutter speed you're on. And because of this, you'll know how many clicks away you are from the correct shutter speed. And with time, the feeling of the camera only gets better. And the meter is really great for color negative. It's kind of a center-weighted meter, but takes in consideration a little bit more of the frame. But unfortunately, I found that the meter is not the best for slide film. Color negative, no problem. Slide, yeah, no. But overall, the meter is great. On the right-hand side, it shows you the shutter speed that it thinks you should be at in correlation to the ISO that you choose. The only thing that would make that meter better is instead of showing you just the shutter speed you should be at, it would show you the shutter speed that it recommends and the shutter speed that you are currently on, kind of like the Mamiya 7 does. That would make it great. Minolta did actually get their act together and added that feature to the X570, but they stripped out other features from the camera, like the program nub that I so love. So I guess we can't win. You almost made the best of the best. Like the X700 is like, yeah, but it could have been a yes, please. I've been really happy with my Minolta X-700, but I should give you a defense for other systems. At the end of the day, most cameras are the same. They take pictures. Thanks, Captain Obvious. They all mostly have the same shutter speeds. They all have ISO dials. Most of them have meters, and a good majority of them have lazy mode, so you can just sit back and watch TV while taking photos. You can't go wrong with any SLR. And the thing that I would actually say the most, pick an SLR for the lenses. They're boxes with lenses, right? What's the thing that actually make a difference? The lens. And Minolta make millions of them. And Canon made millions of them, and Nikon, just kidding. Nikon lenses are great. If you talk to any professional, they'll tell you invest in lenses, not bodies. Canon, Nikon, Minolta, they all had thousands of these bodies lying around out there. That sounds bad. I think where a particular SLR shines is the connection that you have with them and how well you know and understand that system. I know my Minolta like the back of my hand. Like I've said throughout this entire video, I love that camera and I know how to operate it just by using it, and I got to love and know it. I don't have to think, I just shoot. And that's honestly where cameras shine, is when you don't think, you just shoot. Now, I know I've rambled on about this camera enough. So, what's the TLDR version? Honestly, if you just started in your film photography journey, or have been addicted for a while now, you can't go wrong with this camera. There's literally something in there for everyone. The good thing is that the Minolta systems are actually fairly affordable still, until maybe this video. But let's face it, I'm not popular enough to inflate prices, so don't you worry. Honestly, I bet if you looked hard enough, you could probably find one of these cameras hidden in your grandparents' couch cushions. This camera will give its heart and soul to you, and you to it, because it's a mutual street a relationship is. You can't just take, and not give. You gotta love it, nourish it, caress it. I say, I love the Minolta, but at the end of the day, I think you should invest in the system that you think has the dopest lenses. That's not the Minolta. That's awkward.